Hello, it's Claire from Sewing Bear Claire. I do apologise for being off YouTube for a while, but life things, work, usual stuff. So I've come back on because I decided to get myself back on. I needed to get some projects arranged, and I decided to do a collab with So Let's Sparkle with Sam. I think that's correct. And it was because we both got the same piece of fabric. I originally brought the fabric to do a jumpsuit, which I've since changed my mind and decided I want to make it more of a project that I can wear more often. So I've decided to do a top and a pair of trousers. And as of yet, I've 3/4 of the way cut out the blouse, which is the Frida blouse by Atelier Jupe. Oh, sorry for the wobbles. So I've got the line drawings here. Sorry for the rustle. So this is the blouse that I'm planning on doing, and 3/4 cut out. And then the trouser part, I thought I'd do the chanterelles. I don't know whether to do the barrel leg and do the pleats, I'm not sure, or whether to do the wide leg, I'm not sure, but I'm going to leave the pockets off the back because I don't really do back pockets. I just find them a bit of a bind. And the fabric we've both brought is this gorgeous, excuse me because I've already cut into part of it, is this gorgeous fabric here. And my cat's just gone out the door. Thank goodness he's not actually on the cutting table. That makes a change, doesn't it? Isn't that stunning, that fabric? So as we both bought it, we thought we'd do a collab as to what we decide to actually make and get started on it. So also, whilst I'm here, I've got some other fabrics that I brought over the last few months, I suppose. Months. So one of them is an exclusive fabric from, I think it's from the Marzi Fabrics. Was it Sew Me Sunshine? Do you know what? When I load this up, I will put it down in the notes because I can't remember where it was from. And it's this gorgeous Hidden Animals fabric, which, if I got it out the right way, yeah, is this. And if you look, you've got a leopard there. You've got an elephant. There's a giraffe who is there. And a tiger. And surprise of surprise, those of you that know me, I am making a jumpsuit out of this. So it's this jumpsuit, which I think will suit that fabric beautifully. It's all cut out already, ready to rock and roll. That piece is. The more I think about it, I'm sure that's Sew Me Sunshine fabric. Like I said, I will put that down in the notes. So the next thing I'm going to be cutting out, I'm doing a number of tops and trousers together, mainly because I wear trousers more than I wear skirts, or I wear jumpsuits, one or the other, and I decided I wanted to be able to mix and match stuff a bit more in my wardrobe. So I brought this piece of fabric from Makes when I was down at Plymouth Frock Tales. What an amazing weekend that was. And I have to thank Dorset Fred's Tia, Michelle, Julie and Val, who I went with, for an absolutely amazing weekend of chatting, buying stuff, enablement on both sides, all sides I should say, because we were as bad as each other, and just generally a fantastic weekend. I also have to thank Devon Freds and the lady that runs Makes, is that Liz, I think, isn't it, for setting it up. I didn't manage to go last year. This year I managed to go and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, whilst I was in Makes, I've picked up this beautiful piece of fabric, which is a lovely cotton sateen. So's the one that I'm making, the chanterelles and the Frida blouse out of. That is also a cotton sateen from Sister Mintaka. And Julie introduced me to this pattern. This is the Sussex Seamstress Clayton, and that is what I'm going to make this gorgeous fabric out of. And I am going to enter it into Sew April blouse, because I think it will be stunning. And whilst I'm on the trail of making stuff, I'm going to be using this gorgeous Roo-tid fabric, which I've had in my stash a little while actually. I will confess it's been floating around for a little bit. Oh, got myself caught in a pin. And I just couldn't make up my mind what to make. As you see, it's got lots of hidden animals on it. There's a monkey. He's not so hidden, the tiger, is he? There's a rabbit or hare. I think there's a snail on here somewhere as well. Where's the snail? Oh, there's a sloth. And there's a snail on here somewhere. Is it this one that's got the snail? Yes, it is. Let's see if I can find him on this side. Oh, cat's back. Oh, there's a butterfly there. See the butterfly? Oh, butterfly. Oh, is that the snail there? Yeah, there's the snail. So it's got lots of hidden animals on it, and I think the Donny by Friday Pattern Company would be perfect for that. I've got enough fabric for that, and I think that would just be a perfect combination. Sorry for any rustling that's going on. And whilst we're on the subject of clothing, this is an old Matalan top. On the door is my other way, Claire. Finger's not working. It's a Zadie jumpsuit and the Rowena jumpsuit on the door, but the cat's moved the door so you can't really see him there. Now, I brought this piece of fabric a little while ago from Beyond the Pink Door. I went and visited Beyond the Pink Door. It was a nice sunny day, and I thought, I'm going to Beyond the Pink Door because I want to. And I brought a couple of things. Well, I brought more than a couple of things from there. I brought quite a few things, but this particular piece of fabric I brought in mind of doing this blouse. And whilst I was there, I also picked up these awesome shears. They cost me a bit, but my God, they cut beautifully. They were worth it. So anyway, I brought this piece of fabric. Nice leopard print. There's a surprise. And I brought it to do the Alex blouse. That's the whole idea of buying that fabric by Atelier Jupe. This is on my make list as well, because by doing these number of blouses, it will help my wardrobe tremendously, because I'll have some colourful tops, then I can do some plain bottoms. I've also got this piece of fabric on the selvage. I think those of you that follow me on Instagram would have seen this piece of fabric, because on the selvage it said 2014, so I've had this piece of fabric a little while. And I've just cut this out into Patina blouse by Friday Pattern Company. I think there's a theme going on here. That's 2 Friday Pattern Company ones. And that one I shall be sewing up after I've sewn my collab with So Let's Sparkle. Now, whilst I was there, there was this down at Plymouth, at the Plymouth Frock Tales, where we were staying, just literally straight across from where we were staying, was this fantastic little gem of a fabric shop that doesn't advertise. They don't have a website, and she was just so helpful in there. It was a lovely little shop, and some enabling went on, because I picked up one piece of fabric and Val went, "You're going to make a what?" I went, "Ironing board cover." She went, "Really?" So I went and put the piece of fabric back, and the ironing board cover isn't going to be made. I'm just going to buy one because it would probably be cheaper. And then I re-looked at a piece of fabric that I just thought was just chrysanthemums on it and didn't think any more of it. And I picked up enough to do myself. It's got a slight stretch to it as well. It's gorgeous, this. So as you can see, it's got koi in it, and the chrysanthemums in negative as well. And the koi are in negative as well, by the looks of it. Well, there's something there. It could be koi. And it's got a little bit of crossways stretch. Hasn't got any stretch down the grain, but it's got a crossways stretch. It is a Little Jonny's fabric, as per Selvage. And I've picked up enough to do a pair of trousers and a top, because I really quite fancy having the faux jumpsuit effect, but also having the option of wearing it separately, the top and the trousers. So I will need to find some nice plain t-shirt fabric to make some nice plain t-shirts to go with the trousers. Guess I'll pick out the pink and the green, I guess, because it's shown actually up on camera quite nicely. See how gorgeous those kois are. They're just... and if Val hadn't taken the mickey out of me, I would not have picked this fabric up, because I was adamant I was going to make... sorry, I'm looking at the fabric. I was adamant I was going to make an ironing board cover, and then she made me stop and think. I went back and had a look and found this, and I can't thank her enough for finding this. This is just stunning. So I'm going to see how well the first top and trousers come out, and if they come out as nice as I expect them to. This one's, because the fabric's a little bit thicker, it's more transitional for the seasons, not necessarily so much for the summer, but it would be quite nice for sort of like spring, autumn, cooler days in the summer when it's quite cool. So I'm quite looking forward to doing this, to be honest. But first of all, I've got to get this beauty finished cut out, and oh, I've got a piece here. So I've got a pattern piece here that I've already cut, but I mean, this beauty, it is just stunning. And I've got 3 lots of buttons that I'm debating which buttons to do with, which I've got here. So I've got, oh, isn't that typical? Can only actually get, right, got all 3 out. So I've got a cloud button from Ethel and Joan, and I've got little round buttons from Ethel and Joan, and I think this button here, I think came from the charity shop. So it's kind of silvery and grey all in one. Then the cloud buttons are all slightly different. So you've got a lot of gold on that one. Oh, wrong way round. Quite a bit gold on that one. That one's not so goldy. That one has a little bit of gold in the corner. But they're all very different. This one's got more silver on it, and that one's got a bit of gold on it. See, they're all very different. And the same with the sparkly ones, the see-through sparkly ones. They've got all different little sparkly bits. And I'm tempted with these because they're just a little bit different, and they're kind of brighten it up and make it possibly a talking point. Don't know. I don't know. I like all 3 of them on the fabric. Sorry, I'm playing with the buttons, sorry. I like all 3 of them on the fabric, but I really don't know which one I'm going to choose. I think that will be literally, once it's all sewn, the blouse is sewn up, is then look at what buttons I'm going to put on at that point. I've got buttons for this, which are Pigeon Wish buttons, which I can't get at because they're right in the corner. I do need to order some Sussex Seamstress binding for this fabric, and I've got a piece, sorry about the rustling again, I've got this piece that I really quite fancy for doing the binding on the inside. I know it's not, I like it together. I think it just gives it that little twist, so I need to order another piece of that, packet of that for that. I think that's about it for now, to be honest. I should keep you updated with how I'm getting on with my cohort. I've also got cohort with my top and trousers. I've also got another collab coming up as well. I just need to do a tester before I do the genuine fabric, because the genuine fabric cost me quite a bit of money and I don't want to ruin it. I want to make sure that when I do the test one that it fits perfectly. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day, everybody. Chat soon. Bye.